Hey guys, it's Wayne. How's it going? So I said I was going to get back to you with a DeckTEK for the Jeskai Ascendancy deck. So I'm just going to quickly run through the deck, give you all a bit of a glimpse at it, and look, hopefully you've got this music recording in the background as well. So may sound a little bit whack, but I'll be impressed if you know what it's from. Yeah, so just thought I'd bring up the deck, have a bit of a look at it, a bit of a chat about it, and as I mentioned, look, the deck's not complete by any means, and you know, it's something that to work on. It's been a work in progress, basically. So yeah, look, I still need to get a few cards for it. The mana base is still not quite complete. Need to add two. What do I need? 2 flooded strands, a Yavimaya Coast, maybe also a couple. What is it called? Battlefield Forge. Just to fill out the decks and make sure you've got access to your colors, because that's a really important part of this deck. At the moment, also missing 1 Jeskai Ascendancy as well. So, I've added a bit of tech to the deck. Now, 4 cards that you don't commonly see in a Jeskai Ascendancy deck is 3 Triton Tactics and a Crater's Claws. Now, Triton Tactics is probably one of the best cards in the deck, to be honest. It gets you a double activation. It's like having 2 Jeskai Ascendancy triggers at once, because it triggers for the Ascendancy and triggers for the Tactics. And not to mention, it is a blowout. It buys turns. It can be huge because, like, say for example, and this actually came up in one of the games. Now, say for example, you Triton Tactics and you got Sylvan Character, and you need to buy a turn. So you tap the character for blue mana, activate Tactics, targeting character, untap it, and block something. Say block a Siege Rhino is a 4/5 versus your 0/6. Now, you know, you think, oh, well, you know, so what, your character lives. But the fact that the creature that attacks doesn't get to untap, it basically just gives you a turn. And sometimes that turn is the difference that you need in order to win. So, you know, like having that applied to 2 creatures, which is obviously what the card can do, is just outstanding. Like, I really have seen it get some blowouts. So it's quite a lot of fun to play with. Now obviously we've got the 4 Retraction Helix, 4 Treasure Cruise, 3 Dragon Mantle, 1 Twin Flame, and 1 Crater Claws. Cut back on that a little bit, just because I think that you don't necessarily need to have the 2. Commune with the gods, obviously to find your ascendancy, and mystics, and also Kiros followers. Now, the artifact, I've got Altar of the Brood. So Altar of the Brood, Briber's Purse, they help get your creature. Basically, they help with your win condition. So Altar of the Brood's a win condition. Briber's Purse helps you go infinite, I guess you might say, bouncing it for nothing, drawing cards, or if you've got 2 creatures, it just lets you generate mana, and then you go into it and create a clause them. You know, Traction Helix combos. You can see how the deck works. Now, I have to say that this deck is freaking hard to play. You know, I've been playing Magic on and off now for nearly 10 years, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more, and I'm still no good. But in saying that, like, this deck is still a challenge for myself to play, especially in Magic Online, because there's so many click interactions that you have to do. I really don't enjoy that part of it. But it is a challenging deck mentally, and I do enjoy that aspect of it. Now, there are draws that this deck gets that are just atrocious. You cannot get good draws all the time. And sometimes, you know, you just sit there, play a couple mana guys, don't do anything, get beat. So we've got to accept that. Now, you know, but I'll try to get as many wins as possible, obviously, and I'll put up a few videos. Now the sideboard, again, part of the work in progress of the deck. I threw the sideboard together based on wanting to get the deck playable. And look, Tormod's Crypt is actually relevant at the moment. It's a free spell, but it also does quite a lot against the graveyard synergy-based decks. It's good against Dig Through Time decks, Treasure Cruise decks, things like that, where you don't have a lot to bring in, but it does actually help the deck. So, you know, helps trigger Ascendancy, helps get rid of their graveyard, and so on. So it's not the worst card, not the best. Obviously, with an optimal build, I probably wouldn't have it in the deck. Reviving Melody, though, I've got to get 2 more, because that card is outstanding against the Abzan decks. Anything with Thoughtseize in it, really. You know, the opportunity where you might lose an early creature to a removal spell, and then you might get Thoughtseize on your Ascendancy. Playing Reviving Melody is just ridiculous to get them back the next turn. So, so far, really impressed with that card. I want to get more of those. I don't actually have any more. I'm sure they're really cheap, but haven't got any more. Lightning Strike, just to help against the red decks, because they're red decks and they're really fast. Like, I'm pretty sure I got hit for 19 on turn 3 or something by 1/1s the other day. You know, just with Trumpet Blast and tokens and everything that the guy generated. So It's a bit spastic. And negate, just to help against, you know, some of the removal spells as well. Like, as I said, it was a work in progress, that's for sure. So yeah, look, that's the deck. I'm going to crank out a few 2-mans. Hopefully they'll record. I did try to record one the other day, but the recorder played up a little bit, so I couldn't quite get it done. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that's the deck. If you've got any suggestions, by all means add them. I'm looking to get a few wins. I've had one win against an Abzan deck so far in a 2-man. I've had one win. I want to say a draw, because the guy won with 1 second to go, and I would have won on his turn. Like, he had literally 1 second on the clock. Like, I kid you not. When he attacked for lethal, he had 1 second. It was pretty messed up. I was pretty angry about it, to be fair. You know, like, I should be the one that's timing out, but he times out with a red deck, and let's just say it really grinded my gears. You know, it was terrible. I don't know if anyone else has ever lost a Magic Online with your opponent has 1 second. Oh, I tell ya, it was bad. There's a bit of deck rage going on, that's for sure. Yeah. So anyway, so I lost that one. I had an actual loss where the guy just beat me handedly with blue-black control, and had a win against Abzan. So I like the Abzan matchup. We should have a good matchup against it. And look, to be honest, the game against the red deck where I lost on time was pretty. Like, it was pretty close. Like, I was pretty close to getting there. As I said, I was on the next turn when he was beat. So I've played a lot of mistakes with the deck, and it's very easy to make mistakes. You got to know which cards to pitch, and it relies heavily on Retraction Helix. I'll say that's for sure. Definitely feel there's got to be more cantrips or more card draw in the deck. Community of the Gods is good, but once you've got Ascendancy, it's terrible. Dragon Mantle is okay. But yeah, ideally it'd be alright if we could squeeze more into the deck. But any suggestions, please let me know. That's all for the DeckTEK. Hope you like it, and look out for some matches. See you soon.